It's a great song for singing in the shower. That way we all think we can do it. Yeah. It's the Braids doing Bohemian Rhapsody and ending off today's Music on Demand. Now, I've got Lauren Bright in studio, and she's going to give us an update about the Stars in Education Awards. And the awards basically annual. They happen annually, and they go to a teacher who really has stood apart and stood far from the rest, you know, in terms of doing projects and contributing to communities around them. And this is outside their performance in the classroom. Have you back on Total Bliss?
Cool, thanks for having me.
Now, how did we talked about the process, and at the time there were submissions. You know, our listeners could submit names and nominate people in their communities that they're aware of, teachers to be specific. How did the rest go?
It went brilliantly. We actually had 2 of the top 3 coming from Limpopo province. And we were amazed at the quality of entries we received this year. Our winner, Mrs. Puti Rachopala, is actually from the Pula Madibongo Permaculture and Orphans and Vulnerable Children Center in Limpopo.
Okay.
And she's actually amazing. I mean, her understanding of the essential role that teachers play in educating and caring for children is phenomenal. What she actually did is turned a former dumping site into what she calls a forest of food that benefits community members, orphans and neighboring schools. So she really is what we call an absolute machine in Limpopo, and a real role model to other teachers.
So did she set up a vegetable garden?
She actually convinced the Department of Agriculture to support a poultry project as well. And she feeds, I mean, she's got 900 chickens, and she feeds the whole community virtually. She also trains, I mean, you'd think that's enough for her to do, but she also finds time to train 25 community members in computer training. So she's really amazing.
Giving back in more ways than one.
Absolutely. And I think she has very little time for herself, and she dedicates, I mean, her absolute passion is to benefit the community. So we're exceptionally proud of her.
So she's the winner?
She's the winner.
All right. And tell us about the other 2.
Great. Our second place winner was Mrs. Sokotlong from the Orphans and Vulnerable Children Center, also in Limpopo. And the great thing that she does, she motivates for support for vegetable tunnel that feeds 700 families. She's got chickens, food parcels, RDP houses, and she motivated for uniforms for 87 learners. And over and above that, she does skills training for the youth. So once again, another phenomenal teacher who was actually, funny enough, inspired by Mrs. Puti. And they met at the awards, and they formed such an incredible bond. And they're going back to Limpopo.
Together, I'm sure they're just going to be even stronger.
Absolutely. And then in third place was Samuel Mamputi, and he engages youth in charity. He's from the Free State. And here's a very interesting concept. He's got the Adopt a Granny Grandpa campaign that encourages the youth to actually go in and serve an elderly person by cleaning up their home. You know, very creative idea. He's mobilizing youth to support their community, and that is so critical. So, you know, we honor them. They really are phenomenal.
So in the judging and on the evening as well, take us through what happened when the announcement was made.
Basically, we did an event with the Department of Education and SACE, South African Council for Education, last week Friday, where we honoured various phenomenal teachers, and our 3 winners were awarded their prizes. And then we also had Brenda Bukewa Joy from the Soul Buddies campaign representing Eastern Cape, and she was in our top 10. They also flew her down for the event. So they're going back. It was so awesome for them to be honoured for what they're doing. They don't often get credit.
Do they know who entered them?
I think they do. It was mainly their communities. They're making such a mark that it's difficult to miss them. And we also want to, you know, encourage sponsors, if any of you are keen to get involved, to give us a shout for next year's campaign on 021-865-2813. And we're also very excited that Transnet Foundation have confirmed for next year. So, you know, we're really looking at, we need sponsors to make this happen, to keep the campaign going. And to realize the importance that teachers play in shaping our learning communities.
Lauren, it was great to chat to you and get that
Thanks
feedback.
For having me.
And we wish them all of the best. A round of applause for the 3 winners, and also we wish them more strength in what they do. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen.